Okay, so this week's video is going to be a little bit different than the usual upload, and I kind of wanted to show you something that I made, 2 years ago now, and I'm still quite proud of it. And what it is it is a robotic rose. So using a RC airplane transmitter bound to this device, I can manually release up to 4 rose petals. And this is crucial for the play Beauty and the Beast, which I was in charge of making this prop for that. So I kind of want to walk you through how it works, how I built it, and some other cool facts that and features that I hid inside here, just in case you wanted to build one of these yourself, or just would like to admire a really cool project. So I started with the base. Now I have made 2 bases, one for the Robotic Rose itself, and then another base. And the reason I did this is because in the beginning of the play, you're supposed to have a full rose. And so I have a base with a removable rose that is just, substituted in the beginning of the movie, and then you can take this rose out, stick in a rose with just, a little bit less petals, and then put a few petals on the surface here, and that's what covers the first half / 2/3 of the play itself. So this base is 3D printed on my CR10. This is printed into 2 pieces, so you can kind of tell there's a line there, and then I spray painted it with like a rock color. Now the base I made for the Robotic Rose has got kind of a lot of stuff going on. So here I've got 4 servos, and each servo is wired into a receiver and assigned to a channel. So every time I flip a switch on my transmitter, it moves a servo arm, which kind of yanks one of these. You probably won't be able to see it, but it's just really very thin gauge wire. And these wires are strung up kind of into the main shaft of the rose. And the main shaft of the rose is made out of this PVC that's, I'd say, probably a 1/2 inch external diameter. You can see that. And then the outside is wrapped with this florist's tape to give it that more authentic, rose stem look. So how does the servos pulling the wire actually release petals? Well, magnets. I've got 2 of them right here. They are 1.5 millimeter by about 5 millimeter, I believe. I got them from a place called Apex Magnets, and I got a lot of them because it's actually quite tricky to use these, as I'll explain here in a bit. When it comes to soldering, the soldering iron itself is magnetic, so it will want to stick to this. But the problem is when you superheat one of these magnets to soldering iron temperatures, it loses its magnetism. So it's kind of tricky to solder these to the ends of that wire. You just have to do it really quickly, and eventually I got the hang of it, but I'm glad I got a lot of these because I definitely went through quite a few. So these magnets are located right in the bud of the flower, and this is the very center. So what I do is I have 4 holes. You can kind of tell. Yeah, there you go. You can see the magnet inside too. So these 4 little slots are just the perfect size for a magnet to move freely inside, but the outside diameter is small enough that, for example, an M3 screw would not be able to fit inside that hole, which means I can chop off the end of this M3 screw, super glue it to a petal, like you see here, and then attach that petal to the bud, and then as soon as that string is yanked, the petal will just detach and fall to the ground. Now this system definitely took a lot of trial and error. to get working properly. But when I had it working properly, I decided to add a few more features to it. And you may have noticed earlier, this base is just completely filled with holes. And what that is doing is, during the beast transformation scene, I wanted the petals to rise up, kind of just like, I think this is in the movie too, where they just kind of, the petals just flutter around. So what I did is I actually have a motor here. The prop's not on it right now, but I can engage that motor just like I would a drone motor, and that sends air into the inside of this two-piece base, and that air comes out of all these holes. And kind of get to see like these petals just start flying all around the place. It's not as graceful as it is in the movie, but it definitely works, and it is quite cool. And I've also kind of installed some LED lights down here, which illuminate kind of the bottom of the leaves to give them a little more of a pop when it's on stage. So each petal is assigned to a switch on my transmitter right here. So every time I flip the assigned channeled switch, a petal falls. And then give another one. And then, so it isn't perfect because I still haven't fixed it since the play. I noticed there's always one point at which it kind of catches. So yes, it's not absolutely perfect, but this part's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a safety. And once that final petal falls, it's time for the transformation scene, which, oh, there we go. It blows petals everywhere. So this project still isn't perfect. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable renting this out to theater companies to use. But with a little bit more work, the design is pretty solid and is pretty consistent, all things considered. It's a very cheap, ineffective kind of project slash prop that I hope y'all find just as cool as I still do 2 years after I built it. And I must say, most projects I am not proud of looking back that kind of time ago, but this I'm still quite pleased with. Well, that'll do it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below if you want to see more videos like this. I've got a lot of projects that I worked on back in the day. But if you are considering making this on your own and you would like some of the STL files of the both pieces to the base and the STL file for the bud, I will be happy to post those up in Thingiverse if there's any sort of demand for them. So just let me know if you want them. If you're looking, just on one condition, that you send me a photo like in the Thingiverse makes of your design in your project. So that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. 95% of viewers, according to YouTube analytics, are not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you guys next week. Toodles.